Well, how would you describe it to me, what racism is?
Hatred.
Towards,
jealousy.
yeah, treating people differently.
They're not the same, so why are they in this country? Me, I see someone's racing, I hang them up down a quarter of them.
Well, speciesism is the same. It's treating animals of other species differently because of their species. Well, there you go.
Big lambs.
Well, that's classic speciesism.
I'm a Leo too, and I love lions.
Yeah, so we're taught when we're young to love cats and dogs and horses and dolphins and lions.
My trade's a sure owner of a horse.
Yeah, but the animals we eat and wear, what about them? So what about the animals that we eat and most commonly wear? So cows and pigs and chickens, what about them?
Now you're going into something I don't like.
What do you mean you don't like?
I like my meat.
Yeah, but do you not care about the animals too?
I do.
Yeah. So that's, I'm not judging.
Be a vegetarian?
I would prefer if you went.
My partner's a vegetarian.
I prefer if you went vegan because vegetarians, I was veggie for a long time, and the dairy industry and the egg industry are probably more cruel than the meat industry. So.
You think so?
Yeah. No, I know for a fact. I'm an animal rights activist.
So what you're saying is, I'm drinking milk, I drink a lot of milk. Am I being cruel?
I don't think you're being deliberately cruel. I mean, I drank milk and ate cheese for a long time in my life. I just didn't know what happens in the dairy industry. And then once I found out, well, I could tell you in about a minute and a half what actually happens, and then you can tell me what you think. Well, yeah, they do. So, dairy cows, first of all, they put them in a thing called a rape rack, and they make them artificially impregnate them. So they make them pregnant. They're pregnant for 9 months, because the only time a cow produces milk is like a human mum, when it's pregnant or is giving birth.
Seriously?
Yeah, they don't just produce milk. So they're kept perpetually pregnant. When their children are born, they take them away straight away. The females go into the industry. So when they're old enough, they'll be made pregnant. They have their babies. It's cruel. They are really distressed when they take their babies away. So they'll be pregnant, baby taken away, pregnant, baby taken away, being milked constantly for about 4 or 5 years, and then their milk production drops because.
This is on farms as well?
Yeah, this is all farms. This is the dairy industry throughout the world.
What about Steamfill farm?
Yeah, every farm. Every
milk, and you know what I done? I fed a wee baby lamb.
Yeah, and lambs are beautiful. So those cows that you've seen being milked, they're all female. Where do you think?
Because there was a feed off them.
But when they're born, yeah,
I think they're the ones that are pregnant.
But when they're made pregnant, okay, they're just impregnated like a human would be, get pregnant. Yeah, when you get pregnant, you don't know whether you're going to have a boy or a girl, and neither do they. So the boys, if you think of the herds in the fields, they're all female, they're all milk producers. Where's all the boy calves?
Oh, where are they?
Yeah, they're all killed.
What?
They're all killed. So.
Serious?
Like in the UK last year, there was 100,000 of them killed on the day they were born. Either shot in the head, or the farmer will put them on the ground and hit them over the head with a spade or a shovel to dispose of them. They don't produce any milk, and the quality of meat they produce is really bad. So they're just an expense. They're garbage to the dairy industry. Or the other thing they do with them is sell them into the veal industry. So they sell for a few quid at market at 10 to 14 days old, little wee tiny calves. And then they go down to Cork or Dublin and they ship them off to Amsterdam or Belgium, or some of them go to North African countries like Libya, Algeria. And when they get there, they stand in a veal pen with a chain around their neck for 18 weeks. And at 18 weeks old, they're pulled out of the pen and somebody will pull a knife across their throat. So yeah, the dairy industry is really, really cruel.
I never knew that.
Yeah, most people don't. And that is across the board. It's terrible. It's really, really bad.
Who's people trying to stop it?
Well, that's why we're here. We're animal rights activists. We're vegan activists. I'm trying to say to people, you didn't know that.
No.
Now I've told you. How do you feel about supporting that industry? Because when you,
I feel sick.
Yeah. So when you go into a shop, if you go to Nero for a cup of coffee and you buy a cappuccino with ordinary milk.
Just after one?
Yeah.
I feel sick.
I did this too. I genuinely am not judging you. I did it too, and he's done it as well. But when you go in and pay with your money, you are paying people to do things to animals that you would never do yourself. And do you know what? See, the next time you go in, just buy an oat milk cappuccino instead, or a soy milk cappuccino. They have them all.
Black.
Yeah, or black. And then you're not paying for abject cruelty. You're not. I mean, would you ever hurt?
Every day, I didn't even know that. That's sick.
So that's why we come out onto the street and talk to people, because people don't know. But once you know better, you can do better. You know. That's the way I see it. The egg industry is the same. They produce thousands of baby chicks. The females are kept in terrible conditions.
Chicks are gorgeous.
Yeah, wee baby chicks are gorgeous. Do you know what happens to the males on the day they're born? So they come up, thousands are born at a time,
Yeah,
and they come up a conveyor belt, and a person will pick them up and look at them. If they're male or female, they're slightly different colour. The females will go around to have their beaks cut off, and they'll go straight into cages to produce eggs. The males don't produce any eggs. One of two things, they'll throw them male, female, male, female. The females go into the industry, the boys get to the end of the conveyor belt and they get dropped into a macerating machine and they're ground up alive. Or they go into like a barrel, and once it's full, they'll just tie it closed and suffocate them all. Thousands of them. Trash. So the dairy industry,
Vegetarians, seriously think it'll come from vegetarian.
vegan's what you need to do because, yeah, honestly, I'm going to give you one of the wee cards.
It really does make you
People are paying for things that they don't know they're paying for, and it's supply and demand. The more people are buying the products, the more that's going to happen, if that makes sense. So the only way you can stop it is by taking away your money. Yeah, there's a vegan festival on Saturday, by the way.
busy working.
Castle Court on Saturday. I'm going to give him a card. I'm on YouTube, by the way, so
You're in Saturday in the Castle Court?
Yeah.
I'll bring my sister down, so okay.
So I'm speaking at 10:15 and then at 2 o'clock in the afternoon. It's up on the top floor on the Castle Court. If you can't make that, check some of those links out. See at the top here, the best speech you'll ever hear.
Yeah.
That's on YouTube, free to watch. It's about 40 minutes long. Honestly, it sounds really boring. It's not me, by the way. It's not me, it's a guy in America.
It's interesting.
He's one of the best speakers I've ever heard, and I listened to him 10 years ago talking about animals. I love animals. And I know you do too. You'd never heard an animal. You were talking about wee lambs. Do you know that lambs are killed at 16 weeks old?
And I was sitting feeding one?
Yeah. 16 weeks old. And they go to a slaughterhouse and they get slashed in the throat. It's terrible. But think about this. If you were having a barbecue and I brought you that little lamb and I said, here's a knife, stick a knife in its throat and we'll cut it up and put it in the barbecue. No. Could you do it?
No.
But yet when you buy it in a shop, you're paying somebody else to do something you would never do yourself.
Well, I'm actually doing, I'm paying someone to kill someone. That's like killing a human being.
Totally agree with you.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, it's exactly the same. Here's all I need to know. That they value their lives the same way as you and me do, and that they feel pain and suffer. And that's all I need to know.
Like taking them, like that's taking a child away from its own mother as a human being.
You got it. I used to live in the countryside, and you see, I remember when I was about 6 years old saying to my mum, why are the cows crying, why are they mooing all night, every night, because it was keeping me awake. And she said, oh, they've taken their babies away from them.
Aww.
They will cry for 2 or 3 weeks for their children when they're taken away. They'll come back to the same spot where the baby was when they last seen it.
That's cruel.
And stand and cry.
That's just cruel.
That's terrible. So, you know, we don't have a monopoly on...
the farmers love their animals. Or it's just
farmers love animals
just
to
profit.
the point it's profit for them. So if anything threatens that profit...
Profit, nah.
Yeah, and like I say, the females in the milk industry, once their milk production drops at 5 years old usually, they're off to the slaughterhouse too. Cows live to 30 years old.
Did?
Farmers will tell you, cows don't live that long. That's because, can you imagine if you went through 6 periods of pregnancy in 5 years? How hard a toll would that be in your body?
I tell you, I lost a boy at 6 weeks.
Yeah, well, you know what it's like to lose a child. And that's not, I'm really sorry to hear that, by the way. That's terrible.
16 years ago.
That's really, really terrible.
Right. I still have my wee girl, she's 18 now.
That's sad. That's so sad. But it's the same, you know, it's the same for them. They are the same.
But do they know what the animals know what fate they're going to be taken? Do they know they're going to be slaughtered or whatever?
I've seen them. We go to slaughterhouses and do vigils and stuff, and cows and sheep know something's wrong.
Do they know?
They know something's wrong. Pigs 100% know. Pigs are highly intelligent. They're smarter than dogs. Pigs are the 4th smartest animal. When they turn up at a slaughterhouse, pigs are terrified. And they can hear... So do you know how we kill pigs in this country? You know how we get rid of them?
Don't want to know.
Gas chambers.
What? No, you don't.
Yeah, gas chambers. So CO2. So they go into like a thing like a Ferris wheel and a gondola.
Like
they're caged into it and they're dropped down into a gas chamber.
Like Hitler done?
Well, there you go. So Cranswick Country Foods in Ballymena and Carrow and Cookstown are the 2 pig extermination centres here. They're called, people call them sausage factories. They're killing about 30,000 pigs a year, a week, at 6 months old. Terrible. It's really, really, really bad. We've stood there and listened to them screaming, and it's See when they get dropped down there, because CO2 is not like gas and it's more like suffocation, if that makes sense. Like somebody taking your oxygen away. And they're thrashing around and screaming, and it's bad for them because they're going through it. See the ones that are outside listening to it, they're freaking terrified. So bad. These industries are
just so
rotten.
sick, isn't it? I can't believe that. I didn't know that now. I really didn't know.
Not many people do know, but we do know, so I feel like that's why we're out here. We're just trying to tell other
I
people.
didn't know what it meant.
Yeah,
That's why I come
well,
and asked you.
all this is for is so we can talk to people.
Awareness.
We take it in turns and we just talk to people, and it's just trying to raise awareness. Because if I tell you, you'll probably tell somebody else,
I'll be telling my fiance.
and then he'll tell somebody else, and maybe you'll watch that speech that I told
He
you
works
about.
at the BBC.
There you go. Listen, thanks for stopping
Well, thank
anyway.
you. I'll probably
Check
see you
that. Don't
on
throw that
Saturday.
away now. Check that wee
Won't.
that speech on the top there. Honestly, genuinely, is one of the best things you'll ever watch in your life.
We park it there. Thank you so much.
Thank you for stopping.
Probably see you on Saturday.
Sorry to hear for your troubles, by the way. That's really awful.
Oh well, keep going from a wee guard.
It's all you can do. It's not an easy life.
Well, thank you for
Thanks, I'll give you a hug.
letting me.
Thanks for stopping.
Thank you so
All right.
much.
Have a good day yourself.
You too.
Okay.
All right.
Bye bye.